All right, hey everybody, welcome to tonight's live, just sort of a jam session, chit chat with tea.
Yes.
Today we're talking about tea and stress.
Yes.
And other stuff. Right?
After dinner doughiness.
So how's everybody doing? What's everybody got on their brewing up? As you guys know, we're brewing. Da-da-da-da. Do I have a picture of it?
Qian Liang Cha.
You just saw it on the cover. So that's we'll show you just live here. I can bring up the brew cam. Let's show them the brew cam. You can get them a close up in the boom.
Yeah, I can show them here.
You can go right in this thing.
Always do that. Here.
Hey, David Kilmer, welcome back.
Really close.
Yeah, right in 1 inch, no problem.
Okay.
There we
go. Whoa, here we go.
Look at that. You can see the green and the leaf.
Right.
Mic is way too loud. Let me address that. Thank you for the... Hopefully you didn't get feedback, literally, but I will fix that. Mic is way too loud. I hope we're on the right mic. Is that better a little bit?
How is this?
No.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
I also
Nobody tested 4.
I don't know why 4 gets left out. Anyway, hopefully that's a little better. Let us know if we're blowing out your eardrums. I did have the intro music a little bit lower. So adjust your volumes as necessary and let us know if it's too. Hey, Fernanda, welcome. Fernanda from, I'm trying to remember, I think Fernanda's from
Brazil.
Spain. Is Fernanda from Brazil or Spain?
Brazil. Oi.
Or was it Olga from Spain? Because Igor had a friend from Spain too. Anyway, let us know where you're coming in from. What part of the world are you from? Let me come back to the regular. And what you're brewing. We'd love to know what you're brewing. Thanks, Brandon, for letting us know about the sound. Really appreciate that. We are not technical wizards or producers.
Oh, actually, they said it's still very loud.
Still, no very, just loud.
Okay.
All right, let me have another peek here. I'm not sure if this is, maybe I don't have the right mic. Is it on desktop mic? Too loud. Are you hearing other noises as well, or
just our talking voice very loud? Hello,
how about this?
Better?
Is this a little better, or is it changed? Actually, this should be really low. If this isn't really low, then I know something else is wrong. This should be much lower. Let me know if it's lower. This is a good start. It's okay. We'll get this sorted out. We'll you guys can get your kettles on. We've got our kettle going.
Right.
It seems to be lower.
Yeah, it seems way lower. We tested the mic. It seems to be always where we set up. It could be like the output. Something.
Don't know. Yeah.
Okay, let us know.
We'll wait and hear back, see if it's a bit lower. Very staticky. I think they're getting the computer mic somehow. All right, I'm going to check.
Yeah, I think maybe have a...
I'm going to just... I'm going to try muting the mic to see if this helps. We're lower, but it's staticky. Any better? And did it go away for a moment? I muted the whole sound situation.
Hello?
So now we've kind of rebooted our whole sound system.
Yes.
I'm going to check in on this too.
Is this right?
That's the right. Yeah, that's the right setup there.
Okay.
Is it any better, guys? Let us know. I've kind of rebooted everything. I'm not sure what else to address. Maybe in here. Have a peek here. Oh, let me turn off these filters. Maybe I've got some new filters that are actually not doing the right thing.
Static sounding.
Maybe is that better? Oh, that's super loud now. Let me turn that down. Is that any better, guys? I had a couple filters turned on which were supposed to remove noise, but it's possible they made things worse. It was a new thing. So let me know if that helped.
Right. I remember because we tested that at the
Yeah,
tea table.
it seemed great. I tested these with the kettle roaring right beside the mic, and it was cutting all the
Do
kettle
you think
sounds
that was
out.
doing something to make that low, and now it's boosting the voice? It's better.
Yeah,
That's
it was
better,
the filters.
I think.
Okay, I got
Okay.
rid of the filters, guys. I somehow don't seem to have volume control anymore. I'm trying to
Yeah,
just dial in
it
a good
does.
level. There we go. So hopefully that's no static, and you can hear us clearly, but not
Yes.
hurting your ears. And thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know that.
Yeah, truly appreciate that. I know sometimes, well, anyway, like I said, I'm not a producer. I try to make the show as good quality as possible without still hear white noise. Simmergy's still hearing white noise.
What?
I'm not sure if he's been with us since the beginning. But anyway, let us know also, like Brandon and guys, if it seems a bit better or whatever. The kettle just finished boiling, so the white noise may have been coming from there.
Right. I think this in general should be good. We use this same setting without the filter for
Yeah, and it was
Sunday
never
tea
too bad.
brew.
Yeah,
It's just that we
it's me trying
probably
to
we
make.
forgot to. We try to improve that to see if we're shooting some new videos. We desire a certain sound of
better.
it. That's why we have been
Cool.
doing some experiments with it.
I think we got it all
Okay.
sorted out.
I think that's cool.
Cool.
It's the filter. Good
All
to
right,
know.
so now we can get back to your kettles and what is in them, or what are you
Yeah.
brewing today?
What
Not
are
too
you
bad.
guys
Okay,
brewing?
not staticky, not too bad. I'm gonna just raise us up a little bit. Maybe we're just a bit too low and it sounds too staticky.
Right.
All right. So as you know, we've got the Qian Liang Cha, which we showed you the chunk, the piece.
You want to show them your fancy new setup? I can.
Yeah, I think I
pick it
gave
up
them a
again.
little peek, and we'll give you another close up of it.
Right.
And
oh,
this-
it focuses really nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's really
this
sharp.
is the little brick I'm gonna brew today.
So this thing comes from a giant log, a big giant log of tea, which discs are cut off of it, and this is a piece of the disc. We get it cut into manageable pieces because the pressing of this tea is so super dense. It's a little bit like it's not really in the domain of using a knife to make it into pieces. So it's more in the domain of saw.
Yes.
Hey Tea Wizard, yeah, we're on a laptop. We're always on a laptop, and we're using the same setup that we've always used. So I don't know, I'm a little concerned about the sound, but hopefully you can bear with us and we'll try and figure out what it is for next time.
Yeah.
We're on a laptop with a little tea cam on the side and brewing up some Qian Liang Cha.
Rinse.
Rinse. Oh, I'm so thirsty. I just can't wait to get.
Right, me too.
And now this is it's actually good that the sound was a little bit, hopefully not too bad, but a little bit bad for the beginning so that we can talk about, because we're going to talk about tea and stress and handling stress. So having the sound bad, yeah, it's supposed to be coming through these mics, which I think it
Right.
is. Sorry if that was really loud.
What did you do? You tapped the mic?
Yeah, he said it was very bearable. So we use these mics here so that we don't, nice nails, so that we don't, so that we get away from the mic, the fan noise from the laptop mic. But that's what I thought it was at first too. I think it was those nasty filters.
I put that away from my hair in case the hair brushes on it. I don't know how sensitive. This mic has been really nice. Like it doesn't pick up any other weird sound that we
pretty
do.
good. It's pretty good at picking up voice and not picking up too much kettle. A little bit of enough clinking and
Right.
sounds to make it authentic. You want to hear a little bit of porcelain clinking and glass
Right, that
clinking,
feels
right?
more like
We're brewing
at
tea
the TV.
together.
Yeah. What are you guys
Oh,
drinking?
he had some. Dum, dum, dum,
咏春
dum,
佛
dum.
手，咏春佛手，
What's the last two characters? 咏春佛手
咏
cha.
春佛手茶。That's yes, yes. You got it.
Nice. Yeah, I recognize the end one. When instead of just asking, I'm now trying to look at these a little bit and see what they say. Nice.
Yeah, that's
咏春佛
cool.
手. That is nice. Let us know if you like what kind of notes you pick up on that. We had that a while ago and I quite enjoyed it. I actually went out and bought a Buddha's hand because I had never heard of those before. And so when you were explaining that to me, it was it's named after a fruit, and I'm like, what fruit is that? Buddha's hand. And then I saw it on the internet, and I'm like, I got to get me one of those.
It's a weird looking, and you don't often see that in store.
Yeah, very rare. We had to look pretty hard. I think we got it at Produce Depot in the end. Depot. Our colloquial name in the household for that shop is Produce Depot.
Yeah.
But it's Produce Depot. And yeah, Brandon's saying that he grabbed some of that from us last year.
Yeah.
And, very yummy, unique. Yeah, really unique and fun.
Really nice.
Yes, and Zach correctly said I should be able to recognize Cha character by now.
And
which
you
I
kind
do.
of
Cha.
did.
I'm having some Shu Pu'er, Tea Wizard. Good, yummy. That's a really go-to evening tea for me, for sure, and for
That's
Jen because
almost
of me.
every night. I found your like caffeine sensitivity is become lower.
Yeah, it seems to be diminishing.
Yeah.
Layla Stackleather finally made it to a live stream. Yay!
Oh, hello.
Everybody give Layla a big round of applause. Yeah, good to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And Brandon's brewing up some rice pu'er. It comes
nice.
comes as a mini tea cake. So is that like a little mini tour, or is it like a little mini bing, like a coin or something?
Right,
That
right.
sounds really fun. It's nice to have those manageable individual serving sizes. I love our pu'er coins for that. It's a really easy evening setup. You grab a coin, you brew it. I ordered from you guys. So this is Zach with the Yongchen Focho, and I think I
Right.
prefer it to the other oolong I got. Oh,
Oh, what are the other oolongs
Let us
you
know.
get? The
Yeah.
darker ones?
now I can sip, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so thirsty.
This is so tight. I have to wait quite a while till it's finally releasing. And don't worry, the first couple of infusions is not releasing as much. Like,
And then
it's
when it-
slowly.
Yeah, and then when it's finally loose, it's going to be like a flash infuse, right? Yeah, that's a really dense little chunk of tea.
Yeah.
And I'm always reminded right away when I taste and smell this tea, my initial reaction to it when we first got it was sort of one of wonder. Like I was like, what? It's so different than any other tea's profile. A little bit like...
It really has the seaweed, toasty seaweed.
I wouldn't have described it like that, but once you mention it, I know what you mean. Like a toasty seaweed with really light hay and hints of mushroom, like a hint of, not quite mushroom, but just sort of fungal. I don't hope that doesn't sound too gross, but it's just got that hint of a little something mushroomy, fungi-y. Anyway, I wasn't sure what to make of it.
Not much in aroma.
Not much in aroma, but it's that hay fungi aroma.
Hey, fungi.
Toasty seaweed. Yeah. But it was such a different tasting profile, and it's so mellow, and it opens up, of course, a little bit slower. I took notes as best I could on the first tasting. I tasted it again the next day, and then it just kind of hit me.
The other day we tried a 2012.
The 2012, which is
Right.
even more...
You really feel, I really felt the difference in terms of the age.
The age flavor
This
is
has
different.
more of a shen-ish, not shen pu'er taste, the shen taste.
Brightness. It has a little more
That
of that brightness.
the
other-
greenness.
Sure, like, yeah, a touch of green, a touch of that brightness, but in the context of Qian Liang Cha, right?
Yes.
Still that...
It's a seaweed
so
green
mellow.
or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
mellow. Like
it's-
that's why when I was scheduling these sessions, I put in the Qian Liang Cha as a tea for this session because it's so. For me, this is a very calming tea.
Same here.
I remember when I first got to know this tea, I had a similar kind of feeling of, because I'm myself is a oolong drinker, and when you drink a lot of oolong, you kind of expect and get used to really booming aroma. And a really obvious
That's right.
taste or stuff. And I had a big, like you mentioned, the big drop when I first tried this kind of dark tea. I was like, oh, no wonder, we don't like dark tea.
Right, almost a
There's a
disappointment.
reason, yes.
Right.
It's not much, it's definitely not that oolong kind of aroma or taste, but gradually it start to especially in certain moments when you happen to have a dark tea, like sometimes a sweltering hot summer, I felt that sometimes when I'm really grouchy, when I had a dark tea, it's
She's
just
never grouchy.
good one. When I have this tea, somehow it works in me, and I'm still not very good at picking out the notes about this specific tea. Like I can name one or two, but
Sure.
still it has more of an effect.
It's a feeling tea,
mouthfeel,
huh?
a feeling tea. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. It's just really, I guess I was the same. I was, it doesn't have any of those glamorous flavor notes. It doesn't reach out and grab you. It's like that stoic person that you've kind of seen around, but he's not going to come up and bug you. But once you chat with him a little bit, he's like really wise and really, he's not in your face. He's just sharing information as you ask for. Like it's really, I don't know if that's a silly way to describe a tea, but it's like that. It's like you got to go to it, and it give you some, like someone who's really good at listening.
Yeah.
They're not up in your grill. They're not talking really loud and telling you all their stuff that they can tell you as fast as they can, like me.
But it's still rich. Like it doesn't lack of flavor now.
Not at all.
If you listen to it, kind of thing. You breathe, you taste like how you taste every other tea. It's still there, full body. I would even think this is quite a full body. Yeah.
And we get that back from a lot of people who try it. They try it and they have that sort of their own experience, but similar in the sense that it grabs them. It's really something that sticks with them over.
Yeah, and I personally found from the feedbacks from people who tried this, I found those people who love is more having a more meditative mind or practice meditation or a little bit more that kind of a zen mind seem to appreciate this tea much more. And we also have people who said that this is not, a tea for them, which is normal. And a tea could have like and hate.
Not
it's
for
totally
everybody,
fine.
for sure.
Yeah.
But let's see.
Any teas for you guys that you think is very calming, or when you feel like to have a chill or something, you would brew up a certain tea? Like, let us know.
I remember when you asked them that, it reminded me when you were on, I think it was the 2016 tea trip. So during that trip, I remember spending a lot of time at the tea table just breathing and brewing and sipping, of course. Because remember, I was running Gen Tea by myself because she was in China still with her mom. That tea trip, she was by herself. And then I was running another business and still doing my day job. And it was just a lot, managing a couple properties. It was really busy time for me. And those moments at the tea table were just really chill, like just relax me. Yeah, so definitely let us know your go-to chill out tea, if you have one or two or a bunch.
Right. So Brandon said it was a tuo, I think.
Yeah, tuo, that's right.
It was a tuo, not a cake, and the synergy is gonna have
a little moonlight white.
Right.
Nice, very nice. I love that. We
really
just
nice
got that this
tea,
year. I hadn't seen the leaf in person until we got it in, and it's just such a beautiful, the contrast of the black and white leaf.
It's really lovely to look at it.
I like white tea as well for mellowing. It has that similar.
It does.
It's more bold than this for sure in terms of it's not like as subtle.
Yeah.
But it's still not so grabby and like obvious. I don't want to make delicious teas sound like they're mean or anything, but you know what I mean? It's a more subtle, slow approach flavor profile, and typically, at least in the white, especially from the Taimu white teas that we have from Shifu and Shatai.
The liquor is still very
thick and drippy. Let's give him a shot of that. Sappy. Oh, that's such a good one.
Would that drip like so there?
I know, I'm gonna hold it right up
okay.
once the filter's gone.
Oh.
Filter gone. See if it can grab the focus there. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get.
You're really stressing out the camera. Oh,
there
it works like charm.
There's the liquor, beautiful golden, slight amber. So I made the brew cam for us guys today. I'm super cool. I'm gonna change the font, but yeah, brew cam.
Skill development.
Where else were we here?
Right. Leila said I'm doing an ambient brew.
Ambient brew.
What
Yeah.
does ambient brew mean?
I'm not sure. I think correct. Let us
She
know what an
said
ambient brew
grandma
is.
Style.
Yeah, Grandpa saw. I think it's ambient temperature water, and you just leave the leaf for a long time, and then she's gonna eat them after they're done.
Oh, cool.
I may be wrong. I'm not sure what ambient brew means.
Cool.
Let us know.
Yeah, we
Let us know,
usually
Layla.
when it's green leaves or really tender leaves, we usually eat those, and sometimes I even put that in
Right.
doing omelet. You
Yep.
can do that in omelet instead of the chive or stuff. You can do tea.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Yep. Save the leaf and throw it in the next morning.
Yeah, and it's not overly powdery. It wouldn't actually don't taste much of a tea.
It's just a teaser, a little hint.
Yeah, almost just like a gentle chive.
But just let you take advantage of those great leaves so you don't just compost them, which is the alternative for us.
Yes.
Tea Wizard says, Qian Liang Cha is awesome, by the way. Super chill tea is awesome. Yes.
Brandon described the tea kind of tastes like what a wet forest smells like.
Where
Yes.
was that?
Here.
Oh.
I agree. I agree. The wet forest thing, and I know what he's saying. That kind of a woody. That mushroom comes from that forest
Yeah.
fermenting.
Right, yeah, and once it's a little bit wet.
rotten. That kind of a ground.
Yeah, or the hummus
flavor.
in that sort of loose, loamy forest earth.
Yeah, yeah. And
then Zach says, my local spice shop sells a Golden Monkey Black, and it's been my go-to for a while for for chilling
nice.
out, I assume. So that sounds really good.
I have been, not for chilling out, just a morning tea. I have been drinking a lot of Yixin black tea. Recent favorite somehow.
Nene wants to know when I polished my nails. So, and is it a new tea fad that he missed or they missed? So no, I don't know that it's a new tea fad, but maybe it will be. Maybe I'll start something. I don't know. But I did that. This is my second round of color.
Yes.
I'm going to the brew cam for the nail reveal.
Yeah.
All right, so this is my second. This time I got a deep emerald green here. I don't know. There we go. Emerald green and gray. That's enough of that. So I did blue and yellow, like a deep navy and yellow the other day. And of course I got busted right away because we did a video and I was brewing. So my hands were up. And yeah, it's not a fad. I'm just inside all the time. And I was like, I'm going to do that. I don't care. I'm only out to get groceries. I don't care if the cashier thinks I'm weird or whatever. Maybe I am a little weird. I don't care. But anyway, yeah. So I did that. It's just goofing around. Nothing serious. And I think I kind of think it's a little bit unfortunate that only the ladies get to paint their nails. It's kind of fun. I don't know. Anyway, it also relaxes me, chills me out.
Chills.
Layla says, ambient brew, room temperature water. Yes, steep longer to taste. Beautiful to watch the leaves dance as they infuse in a tall glass pot. Yeah, I love brewing, and we have a big, tall, what's it called? Darn. I was going to say Harasimo, but that's wrong.
No? Yes.
Hario brewer. It's just a tall, and it's almost shaped like a wine bottle at the top. You may have seen them before. We love brewing in that for the same reason. You can really watch the leaves dance. And, you know, sometimes the oolongs will float up and then they'll eventually sink back down kind of at their own time. That itself is another very relaxing aspect of tea, actually. Is just, I think because you take a moment to slow down and pay attention to something in such detail. And it's dynamic enough to really hold your attention, and but slow enough that it's not like it's nothing like watching a YouTube video or a Netflix,
like
right?
brewing tea sometimes for me is very relaxing. Like I take a tea break not only to drink but also like during work to just take my mind off the thing. Especially this holiday season is coming up, and there's no travel, and there's lots of a little bit more planning for interesting planning.
Yeah.
All times it's planning trips and a meal and planning.
Oh,
now
sure.
it's
As if it wasn't stressful enough.
right.
Old times.
Right.
Getting the
Now
gifts
it's
sorted out, getting your travel plans arranged so that everybody's happy. Sometimes that's an issue with people, sometimes it's not, but you know what I mean? And now it's like, now it's actually probably it's new. It's like, how are we doing that? Are we doing this? Maybe it's less stressful for you guys. Maybe let us know, like,
how is your holiday
yeah,
planning and stuff going?
Is it less stressful because of COVID?
Right?
Are you actually able to just chill out and we're just stuck at home, and might make it easier, right?
Yeah.
But I also noticed
I found emotionally it could be stressful rather than just the whole thing itself, the loneliness.
Yeah.
You know, like
and with COVID, there's this
background
stress. There's just this constant, like a noise. The noise floor of stress seems to have risen for me personally.
Do you think your sudden love for nail comes from that?
100%. As I was saying, like I even kind of intimated that, you know, because I'm just stuck inside, and I'm kind of like, maybe I'm trying to strike back at the stress by painting my nails. I don't know, by being, of course, painting the nails isn't the strike back. It's the, what do you call that? It's a little bit deviant. It's odd. It's not allowed, right? So I'm kind of breaking the rules to kind of get back at the stress.
That's nice.
Brandon says his brother paints his nails all the time. So
cool.
I'm in good company.
Lots of
I have to say, she
now.
told me the screen was pretty, but I have to say it's really nice. It's hard to show it on the camera, so I won't try too hard. I already gave you the real tight close-up. You can always go back and check it out again later in the replay.
Right. So just want to quickly give you guys a kind of idea if you're here to just for tea and chit chat. That's exactly what this kind of a live is about. Holiday live, talk about life, talk about all those stuff, having some tea, and find a common topic to talk about. Like today, we just want to find a way to share not only us talking about stress or even sometimes anger or anxious during this time and how we cope it. We might have our weird little way to handle it.
Quirks and foibles.
Yes, and you guys can share with us what you do. Maybe we can learn something too, because it's a pretty different year. Like, I have a friend who's really trying to get back home to China.
That's stressful.
And the ticket got canceled. She got a lot of credit from Air Canada, and just a hope. Now her hope is Air Canada doesn't go bankrupt, right?
Right.
They don't give you money back, and there's like a 2 months to get the credit back, So there's a lot of stress. So for me, there's no way I'm going back to China. That's a little. It's not a weird, but I don't see in the future I'm going back. So that's something a little stress. And just everything is so weird and different.
Surreal almost, right?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like it's the stress of not being able to go on a tea trip. But for you, your family's there, your friends are there, and it's just no known time to go back.
And same with your case, with your mom alone. Too,
yeah,
right?
my mom's alone down east, and they're doing great, but
right.
they're doing great because the border's closed. I cannot go there. Even well, I don't want to be too morbid, but even when people die, like, you cannot go. It's just they're really strict.
Right.
Yeah, a friend of mine that happened, and they couldn't go.
Yeah,
they had to do the whole thing on Zoom. Ugh.
So all they're saying is that it's a really weird time and stressful time, and if you guys can share with us, like, we use tea to relax for sure. We also meditate, right? For those, and we can share our own tips about how you use to de-stress on stress.
Yeah, your de-stressors, your tricks, tips.
Yes, and maybe we can learn from each other a little bit.
Layla's already shared one here. Actually, she uses the glass travel set that she got from us, as she says, and brews at her desk and watch the tea leaves. Watching the tea leaves helps her relax and is better than keeping live fish. Which I totally agree, because you don't have to feed tea. In fact, it does the opposite. It feeds you.
Cool.
Yeah, that's an awesome one. So tea leaves are definitely one of the aspects of tea that are great. I find the Gaiwan brewing is really fun too. Like, it's like a moving meditation for me, because when you really sink into it and don't just kind of listen to the water instead of maybe be on your phone, just literally just sit there and stare at the gaiwan, listen carefully to the kettle. That's actually, I would recommend that. Back in 2016, I did that a lot, and you learn a lot about the sound water makes when it boils, to the point where you'll know with, I'm not saying I do this, I'm not like some sort of Zen guru or anything, but
No,
with your eyes closed, you'll know that water is boiling. That water just started to rolling boil or is gentle boil.
You can really tell the difference.
I think
when
everybody
the water,
knows that.
If you brew enough, like when the water hits the leaf, the sound, I can tell if the water is boiling,
Right.
boiling water or it's not boiled. The sound is different.
Right. I don't have that, but I notice it does a crescendo before boil, and then when it actually
Drop.
boils, it does another drop.
Right.
In
That's
the
our
tone
kettle.
changes. Yeah, and it is different from kettle to kettle. Zach says that his friends are going back to China next month. We'll cross our
Oh,
fingers
cool.
for them, okay?
Cool.
But they can't take their 3 cats with them, and it's been so sad. That is pretty
Oh.
sad. Poor kitties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
any
getting
other?
darker.
Yeah, it's
The
getting.
color is getting a little bit
Hit
richer.
the brew cam. Let that grab onto the edge. Hope you guys don't mind us fiddling, trying to get that thing to focus. It will eventually. Maybe if oh, sorry about that. Put my hand.
Does it work?
It's fussy a little bit. It jumped right in last time.
Oh, you know what? I feel like the liquid. Those things
It's
are really
liquid's
hard
tricky.
to
Yeah,
focus.
liquid's tricky. But you can see it's a bit darker, a bit more to the amber side from before. Nice and pretty.
Right. Oh, Brandon says the entire Bofu process is very meditative. I totally agree. And have to concentrate on brewing the tea just right and making subtle adjustments to make the taste just right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful side effect when you get right into it and pay attention, is you can start to notice those subtle moves you can make. You have the control to, oh, I want to dial that up a little notch, or oh, I brew that a bit differently and I taste something different, and experiment and explore. It's kind of like a little adventure sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we set up the tea table facing outside beside a window, and we have a little woodpecker moving on our apple tree.
Yes,
That's
the cutest thing ever.
Yes, and they make the perfect mini round hole.
Perfectly circular.
Yes.
But so let's tell a bit of a story, because that was
okay.
cute,
That
right?
was
So he
super
lands
good.
there, he starts pecking. We thought, okay, he's just eating some bugs. Like that's what they do. They peck, and they grab some bugs. 3 hours later, we weren't sure if he was just eating. Either he's really hungry or something else is going on. And then we noticed that hole is getting deep. It's an apple tree, so it's pretty hard. So it wasn't so deep, but after a few hours,
He was fully in.
I think after the day he was in, but after 3 hours, it was clear he was doing something bigger. After the whole day of that, he went away for a while. He came back. I thought he had left a big hole in my tree. Boom! The little guy pops right out of the hole. He was fully in the hole.
And covered in wood chips himself. He was digging.
And all messed up. His feathers were all ruffled, like from being
Yes.
in that little
And he
cave.
built a mini hole beside the nest to grab onto.
Footholds. He made
So-
himself 2 little footholds on each side of the hole, so when he's working, he's just his little
That's super
nose.
cute. I really like sit on the tea table brewing some tea while I sip. I just stare out to watch squirrels and
We
birds.
watched the domestic wildlife, or the city urban wildlife. That's what I
yeah.
want to say. The squirrels, the woodpeckers, chipmunks. We're lucky to have quite a bunch of little critters running around. and our neighbor's dog sometimes zooms across the lawn. He's super cute.
Yeah.
But I love this setup, staring out the window, in terms of relaxing and stress relief, and just getting an eye break too sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Because eye stress is something that's a very, very real thing nowadays, right? I don't know how many of you spend most of your day in front of a screen, but I have a screen job, so that's another kind of stress, more physical, and like head physical, right? Because your eyes are tense and your forehead gets tense, and I'm lucky to not be prone to headaches, but my eyes aren't great, and I gotta take little eye breaks there at the tea table and stare out at the squirrels.
My eye dropped like half diopter.
Perfect. Diopter, yeah.
Diopter, just in those short COVID time really increased, not like maybe not necessarily just computer, but my cell phone use is going way up. So right now I'm trying to limit, like if I'm not working, I try not to use as much computer. I try browse less and play board games rather than computer games or or Xbox
just
or
anything to get away from a screen, right?
Yeah.
Brandon says he would love to have his tea set up in front of the window, but he only has one window, and the cat tree gets window priority. So instead, my tea setup is parked in front of my TV. You do what you got to do, right? I was just thinking when I first read that was now there's a market for an integrated cat tree tea table, which is, of course, that would be a total disaster. But I think it's funny from a comedy perspective to think about a cat tree tea table.
I wanted to say this, okay? When you say that, the first thing is, you could have everything wrecked because they're walking right there and fragile. Is that what you're saying? It could be a disaster?
I was more thinking hygiene, cats walking all over your tea table, but they're pretty dainty. Like they walk around things rather than over. I don't know if you've seen those videos of people set up obstacle courses for their dog and for their cat.
Right.
And the cat goes through and nothing is touched. And the dog goes through and everything's a disaster. Those are super cute.
Right.
But no, I was just thinking it would be weird.
There is a museum, of antiques in China, and there are so many cats in it. Not many, like several cats in it, and they're fine. They doesn't interrupt those. They don't knock down the shelves and stuff. Antique museum. I was like really shocked.
Right.
I would think those things would be, animal free. Kind of, you cannot bring the pets in. Not to mention they actually have pets themselves.
Wow. Yeah, they're pretty dainty. So Tea Wizard says that what he misses the most with lockdown is kendo practice, which let us know if that's a stress relief. That sounds like really that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's with the stick. Is that right? I'm not sure. Let me know. But it's a martial art, right?
Martial arts,
and so it's physical. So you get we did a nice workout today. So there's huge stress relief to be had there. It's still going on, he says, but not like before. And Nene asks what we're brewing. We're brewing a Qian Liang Cha, which is one of our go-to sort of very calming, sort of a roasted seaweed, hint of hay, and a bit of like mushroom / fungus aroma flavor.
Kind of a dark tea?
Thick umami mouthfeel, really nice dark tea. Just really...
it has a gentle like a, not toasty rice, but that kind of toastiness.
And the seaweed isn't overly briny. It's not the fishy flavor. It's that toasty texture of the for me it's the umami of seaweed, with a little roastiness. It's a bamboo mock sword, right? Okay, thanks Tea Wizard. I thought with the Shine, basically a stick.
Right.
Oh, that's the bamboo mock sword is called that.
Right.
Shine.
Well, the interesting thing is I think it's quite common to know about how good exercise is for stress relief and stuff. But personally, I found when I'm stressed out or anger, depression, any of the negative emotions I have, I like to exercise that could hurt my muscle but not hurt me, like the second day I would feel the pain kind of thing, or stretch. I really love
deep stretch
and hold so that I can feel the pain. It's almost like shift my attention from heart pain, like a brain pain, to the body
from the
pain.
psychological pain to your, it's almost like expressing it, right?
And that seems to work really well for me. And on the other hand, I don't want the kind of a body pain that hurts me. I'm too coward to do the tattoo or something that I might regret next day. So I found, the stretch, that kind of is painful, but I know it wouldn't hurt me and it's good for me. So I do that.
Yeah, not self-harm, more of the pushing yourself to the limit, right up to the limit.
Yes.
and just kind of holding on there and release that with I can hold it a bit longer.
Yes, like I never exercise and do weights, right? But when I'm really angry with stuff, I love to have that almost a burst of energy to let it out.
We've also been skipping, and what I like to do like a super hard fast, like I have this ladder thing I do, so I'll push the ladder one extra, so I do 1 minute, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So if I'm really angry, I'll do 6 after the 5. That's pretty brutal, and then climb back down on a good day, a really good day. Usually I'll just stop after 6. I'll be like, okay, I'm calm now.
Right.
But we sound like really angry people. We're not really angry people, but you know.
Marriage consultant.
I guess because we do all of that stuff. So Zach says he liked the Qian Liang Cha sample, so he guess he has to order some more. So I just want to say, yeah, that's what it's working.
Well, I'm glad that the sample you like.
That's why we throw them in there. And Nene asks, is it sold on your site? And yes, it is. I think the link's right down in the description. You can check that out. There's some pretty pictures of it there. We always show the liquor color, which you've actually seen here live today. I'll just do the old hold up there. The liquor color, we show the brewed leaf, we show the dry leaf. And on the website, there is a link to, and thanks Zach for throwing that in. And it sounds like, yin yoga. Layla says that sounds like yin yoga. So yeah, we love that for stress release.
Yes, and the breathe are really
and
nice.
Breathing, yeah. We sometimes do our own. We sometimes do videos of people who have yoga YouTube channels. They're awesome. I've been
Boho beautiful. I still like every time we talk about. I just love her workout. I love her yoga. It's so good. Like her yoga is like I wouldn't say my cardio is amazing, but it's not so bad. But her yoga seems easy, but every time I do that, I sweat and my heart really pumps. And
unbelievable.
And it works on those little part of my body that I never realized, and that's sore and hard.
You find new muscles.
Yeah.
You find new muscles. We'll have them on someday. We'll see if we can have them on and have tea with them. They would be super fun to have tea with. And but super pro. I gotta say, her yoga videos are super. The choreography is wonderful. So let's tell them the story, because that was actually 2016. It goes back to that stressful period that I explained earlier, right?
Yeah.
I was under a lot of stress. I was doing lots of I think I managed it pretty well. At the tea table, deep breathing, just chill out with the tea at least once a day. And I started doing yoga at that time too. And then, and that's how I didn't find the Boho Beautiful channel, but I was doing kind of random yoga surf. And Jen helped us find, like, she's way better, way more skilled, much more flexible. She had been doing yoga, I don't know, I guess back in uni, back in China, right? And then, so when she got back, she wasn't into like a lot of the random stuff. It wasn't very pro. The moves were maybe not done well, not done correctly. So she dug around and found this channel. And I'm telling you, we've been doing it ever since for 4 years. I don't want to promote their channel too much. We're not getting endorsed at all by them. But if you're watching,
just personally really enjoy their channel.
If Mark and Juliana are watching, you can throw us a thumbs up or something for saying so many nice things about your admittedly awesome channel. And he does. I think he does the production. It's awesome. Anyway,
I think so.
We don't know them, but maybe we can have tea with them someday. Great yoga channel. What did I want to talk about? Yin yoga.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, so I found the yoga in that time, then you found that channel, but then...
His dream is to have split.
Yeah, no, I was shooting for splits by 50, I didn't make it, but I'm not giving up, and I think...
Now it's by 60.
I think I'm on track for 51, so we'll see. We'll see. But I wanted to say that one of the other things I do now is my own yin yoga. So I've been doing it long enough that I kind of have we used to do that, but I couldn't really stretch without a video. I would always just end up goofing around. But now I combine my meditation app with the stretches I've kind of learned, and they're burned in, and that is super relaxing. And hold stretches, I'll do a 30-minute session with 2.5-minute holds for a variety of stuff. That's really relaxing. I'm like zonked. After that, I'm just ready for bed. If I didn't fall asleep on the mat. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't fall asleep on the mat yet. So...
Well, Zach said a million infusions out of the sample. Yes, this is a really durable tea.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for saying that, Zach. Though, because we, it's obviously I'm pretty straight up. We're very transparent about the tea, but it's nice to hear that other people are having the same experience. This tea does have great longevity.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a commitment, right? It's kind of
bread is definitely an all-day tea. Yeah, we sometimes I do that like tonight. I don't think we will be finishing this tea on the live, so I usually just save that and put that for the next day.
Yeah, and, you can do that.
Because I wake up, the first thing I wake up is to brew up some tea and have tea, and that's kind of my morning tea.
Yeah. I've never boiled this one, but it would be a fun one to boil too, maybe.
Should be, it could.
Right,
after.
could boil. And then I think for people, if the next morning you have work, you could just boil that in the morning, throw it in your travel mug, and you'd have you'd be getting the great mileage out of your Qian Liang Cha.
Right.
A million infusions. That's great. And Layla says, I sit on the meditation mat every morning and gong fu while I'm supposed to be meditating. I also like to read works like those by Wayne Dyer and Mark Nepo. I don't know those students. I'll check them out. Yeah, I think I like how she says, well, she's supposed to be meditating, but again, back in those 2016 days, and even still to this day, sometimes I'll do I count it as a meditation. It's just sort of like a moving meditation, sort of like yoga. If yoga can be meditative, I think tea brewing
I think
definitely
people's
can be.
meditation is different. Like for some people, they like to really sit down and meditate. Like for me, when I wash my face, like I really don't know what's happening. Every day washing my face, brushing my teeth, so that's my almost like a meditation. I never realized that till when we brush and wash face together, and I keep asking him, hey, did you brush? Hey, did you wash your face? That time I realized that I didn't pay attention to anything happening around me. I'm just putting the lotion on and just
rinse the soap
and
with
just,
the lotion.
Just slowly, those kind of, I need movement to help me focus. Or in the morning, I like to do makeup and I'm not going out. There's nothing, and if we go out, we put on mask. There's almost no point.
Yeah.
But I like to do it.
It's soothing, right?
Yeah.
And it's a repetitive, similar to tea, right? It's not something that you have to pay close attention because you're not familiar. You're very familiar with the whole process.
Yeah.
Whether it's makeup or washing your face or brewing tea.
I sometimes do that in the afternoon, right before I'm going to, have a shower or something. It's just that's my way of disengage my brain from what's happening.
Yeah. Layla is studying Taoism. It complements Gong Fu. And Zach says he read about Qian Liang Cha online, and someone said their preferred way to brew it was a long boil.
Nice one.
To be honest, I always want to. We often boil white tea, and Fujian we've boiled, but I always forget with Qian Liang Cha because it's just, for me, I just keep gaiwaning it the next day. I don't know. I'm
dark tea, I like boiling it, but I found it's slightly tricky for the second boil. When I really do it, I prefer boil for the first infusion and brew for the second, third infusion, then boil, because once they open up, they tend to be really quick, and it's a little bit too concentrated for me if I boil for the second infusion. So I sometimes would mix that up.
So you would boil the solid cube? That's cool.
Because it
just
takes
to loose it up.
Because it loose up. Because if we brew, it takes several infusions to loose it up.
And then pour it out and then just do regular, add water and brew. That's
so
subtle.
As this is so. There was some interesting notes I couldn't describe. Not my hair.
I had to check because There is
This-
something, right?
Salty.
Oh, that's much more powerful. Yeah, now I see it.
It has that salty, like almost not like a salt. I guess why I feel like
For
it's
me, it's a
salty.
little bit reminiscent of seaside.
Yeah, that's why I think that's
Seaside.
why I say
Reminds
salty.
me of home. I'm from down, well, we're both coastal people. But
Right, the aroma is salty. That's
that's
I think it's
beautiful.
a sea. What you're saying.
Mm.
So I also prepare a little thing because I
Mhm.
think it, again back to this kind of a series of a live that we share, we learn what you guys are doing when you're doing a little for example, today is stress relief, and we want to talk a little bit more in the future, like sleep and weight control, weight loss, and stuff. And I also prepare a little interesting Chinese medicine thing in this. Not much of a lecture or share, but a little thing to help out because we're talking about how to handle stress. We do for sure drink tea for this, and like I think most of us agree about how the gong fu, the whole ceremony, the not quite even ceremony, just those steps, those
Just the
movements,
practice.
the
movement,
practice,
the movement,
right,
yeah.
was really calming and really relaxing. And of course, I bet some of you guys get to drink tea, either tisane or tea itself, to help with stress. And I don't know if you guys, what would be the herbal tea you would drink for stress or stuff? Is there any common known ones in the West for tisane? Like in China, when we talk about this kind of thing, we often recommend chrysanthemum and rose. Is that a thing here too?
Yeah, I know that before I was even into tea, I would have chrysanthemum tea to kind of help me get ready for bed, like kind of make you sleepy. And so in that regard, that's sort of what I would use it for. I haven't had it in a long time.
I noticed chrysanthemum for sleeping. That's like what I heard a lot.
Chamomile. I think I got mixed up. I meant chamomile. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we talk about the chrysanthemum, and it's usually a good friend for, we say, tech people, the coders, because they use eyes a lot also. And it's not just look at the camera, screen. They also search in those crazy,
Oh yeah.
you know,
You're
those
looking
kind
for
of
one word on a page of gibberish,
yes,
right?
and
That was
those
my,
are really
my day today.
straining for eyes. So chrysanthemum is also very good for eyes, relaxing and moisturizer kind of effect.
Like wet your eyes, like help your eyes,
help
help your
with
tears, help you create tears.
Lubricating your eyes?
Yeah.
How
yeah.
would you say?
That's exactly how you'd say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also rose. Rose is a major one when we
I
talk
love
about
rose.
yeah, weirdly enough, in our house, he's the rose lover. I don't like rose.
She doesn't like rose, but I love it. I see Zach doesn't like it either. He says his Chinese friends gave him some rose tea, but he didn't really like it. I guess that was rose scented tea, or was it just pure rose? But you get. It started with the rose face water. She makes this, you know, like a toner, but she makes it out of boiled roses. I love the aroma because it's real rose buds. I'm not so big on fake rose. And then we ended up getting some rose jam, which was divine. And
I tried to make that at home, but my rose didn't grow well.
yeah, but we think next year we might have some luck with the rose. I'm going to really fertilize the heck out of it. I got to get some homemade rose jam going.
Right.
And yeah, so, but I love the rose. And even we even have a shampoo that's rose scented, and I love it. I don't know. Layla says that, I'm reading the comments a bit backwards, but she says she needs help with sleep. I only get a few hours most nights. I'm trying GABA oolong because I heard it helps. Any suggestions would help. Yeah, definitely.
We're doing oh, sorry.
No, I just want to say that's pretty, like, I spent a big chunk of my life getting a few hours of sleep a night, kind of voluntarily. And it's one of my biggest regrets. I realized later that sleep is medicine. Sleep is just really, I basically I was a zombie for probably about 15 or 20 years. But I'm better now. So I'll let the boss talk to you about the, about what might help with that.
Right. Okay, I think this is very good. Why? Because now you have some time, because that's on our schedule for December. Later this month, we will publish our live schedule for December. As the holiday, we want to kind of do 1 week and get together. We have tea, and you don't have to stay on the topic. You can talk anything. Just want to have some
chat.
Chat with some tea friends kind of thing. And one of the topic is sleeping. We want to talk about sleeping. And lots of people have sleeping issues, and many people first approach tea because of that. I don't know about the GABA oolong, but it's a big topic. I wouldn't give you any suggestion just this moment.
Right.
Because I don't want to distract it, and
it's too big.
It's too big. But the good thing is
you're going to get your own session.
The very good thing is, since you mentioned, I'll give you a little homework. Is next time when we're on that the session about sleeping, you can tell me more detail about your sleeping problem. I found many people, when they ask us about sleeping, what tea helps and stuff, and when I ask them about what exactly is your sleeping issues, they're pretty vague. In general, they cannot sleep well, but that means a lot of things. Like if I only read what you said, only get a few hours most nights. So do you have problem going to sleep? Some people fall asleep no problem every night, but two or three
they wake up and can't get back to sleep.
Yes,
right.
That's a difference.
Versus can't fall asleep and they're up until 2 or 3 and then end up
asleep. Then even couldn't get up in the morning. They're just somehow they're shifted. And there are people who are just have no problem falling asleep, but the whole time is dreaming. Right. Non-stop dreaming,
busy, exhausting dreams.
And after they wake up, it feels so tired. There are many differences, and maybe you can start with observing what's your symptom of bad sleep, and what's more detail of what's your observe yourself, and when the next session comes, we can have a little bit more organized and explain a little bit more of a sleeping problem.
Yeah. And Zach says he's started to study Chinese since I've been home more these past 8 months, and learning the difference between black/dark tea and cha and cha.
Hong cha, hei cha. There's the Chinese of that.
Super interesting. Yeah. Very cool use of home time. Excellent. But yeah, I love the idea of getting more detail. If we can do that would be fun to have a sleep session, because I just went through a period. I had some trouble. It was much shorter. I'm not sure how long this has been bothering you, but I remember I was having trouble getting to sleep, and she gave me a couple magic drinks. They weren't anything. There was no alcohol, no alcohol, no drugs. I said that in a bit of a weird way. But Chinese medicine. She gave me some Chinese, some herbs, some herbal drinks, and gave me a few points that I had to work on too. And then after a few days, I'm sleeping like a baby. And I've been good lately. I feel good. My sleep is good. I'm getting a little bit less than I should. 7-ish. I'd prefer to get up the full 8, but I'm at least in the 7 zone. So I'm not a walking zombie anymore. And Zach says it's rosebuds in a Ziploc bag. I tried to brew it alone, and also with some Dragonwell green tea.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just straight up rosebuds.
Yeah, we usually brew this up and just drink it. It's different than the rose smell or aroma. Were slightly different than those, but those are quite drinkable. You can put some honey in it to help. If that's almost like a number 1 and 2 kind of stress relief tea.
Really?
Talk to Chinese.
Wow.
And really great for girls, ladies. We drink those around period, help everything flow smoothly, and especially with that mood swing we have sometimes before, it's really helpful.
What she's talking about. Just kidding.
And okay, this is the interesting part. So if you think about somebody who is being mad, if you have to draw somebody mad, the whole body language, what's up in your mind? What's the body language you feel somebody is mad?
Do you want me to let them answer? Or I can share too.
Or you guys help. Because I want to talk about a few points. I feel like those could be helpful.
Eyes,
in
you know,
loads of
first,
things.
like is like a, like, you know, that grumpy face.
Body language.
Oh, more full body.
More full body. You know, the whole concept is, you know, our body is actually very smart. They do a lot of things to protect us. Like we talk about when we just getting cold, we sneeze and cough. It's a signal, and it's your body trying to get rid of those things. And when we get mad or when we're stressed or stuff, and it also we have some subconscious moves that we do also kind of help us.
Cartoon smoke coming from the ears and nose. That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
Right,
A very actually cartoon, yeah. If you draw like I don't know, I feel like if you talk about the mother getting mad, did you think of this?
Right. Yeah, of course.
Right, when you get mad, the whole body language of just putting
Hand on the
hands
hips.
on the hips, and it's not quite hips, right? A lot of times
Waist
it's
more.
on the waist.
It's more waist. Yeah.
This is a very this, can you put up the picture? I think it would help. This is a scary picture. Ignore the left side.
Ignore the guts on the.
Right. But I just want to point out that this is an acupointer. It's like our subconscious, when we are mad at something, we're not happy with something, we do this. It
Naturally
helps us,
reach for the point.
yeah, we just naturally do that, and it feels better, right? We're, you know, grumpy. It's all, even little kids does that.
Yehu Isla says hello. Hello, Yehu. Welcome to the live stream.
Hello.
Yeah, you're right. And
Yeah.
like it's a really natural reaction.
You don't need to teach them like to express. They just naturally do it.
Right.
And this is what your body does to protect it. So this is a good point that we could massage. It's not necessary when we feel, oh, I'm really not happy. But even in life, so sometimes the work has a lot of stress, or study, we have exam upcoming that we really need to take a deep breath moment. You know, just to put your hand down there and give it a little squeeze, a little massage. It really helps us feel better.
Right. So even if you're just at the tea table waiting for the water to boil, you could kind of
be
do
angry
like
and just squeeze a little bit. Yeah, squeeze your, and I think this picture kind of shows you the more accurate point of this acupoint is.
It's the big dark blue one, right?
Yes. It just. Right. I put the English above, not quite English.
Right, the Zhangmen acupoint.
Yeah. And this point is.
Looks like it's right at the
floating rib.
Bottom rib? Yeah, the floating rib.
Slightly lower than our bottom rib. The floating rib, which is a soft bone kind of thing.
Right.
The easy way to find it is to, you know, stand or sit up straight and bend your arm. Use your own body. The elbow is almost on that point, so that tells you
it's just a little up from the elbow,
just
right
where the elbow ends
would go straight in.
Straight in. So it's just that
lower.
area. Yeah, we're not doing acupuncture. So at home, when we just do massage with our own hand, just in that area, give it a squeeze, and that would help you feel better.
See you, Zach. Take it easy. Thanks for joining.
Yes. See you next time. Bye bye.
Yeah, so that's a good one. Can you do both sides at once? Just just grab them both.
Yes. Yes, this is a very good point, and maybe if you do that regularly, sometimes you will notice you even lose some weight because of that. This point has there are many studies and the doctor case studies showing how it helps with ball. How do you say that? Where to store the juice that
gallbladder.
Gallbladder. It helps with that, the function of a gallbladder, and where it is on left and right is around the liver and the spleen. So really help digestive system too. Because we notice when we're stressed out or angry, the first thing to go is our appetite. right?
Right.
So this
Yes,
also helped with those
100%.
kind of things. Yeah.
Wow,
they're-
when you said that there's lots of studies on that, it reminded me of Sunday Tea Book, and I wish there was a doctor channel that would do translation of some of these Japanese and Chinese studies. There's so many good Chinese, like especially now they're doing tons of sort of reverse engineering or reverse studying the traditional Chinese medicine practices that have been used for centuries and even millennia to figure out why they work. And they're finding, you know, in controlled studies, they're finding that they do work and learning some of the underlying science behind them. And it really, like there's tons of things like that where you see how the ancients did something. And when you remember what
it provides a different angle. It's just
Yeah.
if just to follow the Western medicine, you wouldn't look at a place on your skin and just want to study how
Right.
it works on your
Right.
organ, and probably wouldn't get found for just that.
Yeah, no, but that's kind of what I was saying. Like when you look at a lot of ancient practices and remember what little technology they had and how much they could do through observation and repeat and
Observation,
trials, you
yeah.
know, it's really interesting. So
Absolutely. So that's one thing. What are the other body movements you would say? There's another one. Just wondering.
angry one, stomp the foot.
That's a good one.
I'm just throwing some out.
That's a good
Throw
one.
some out, guys. Help me out. I'm
This is more intensive anger. When you're really angry, what do you do?
bang the pillow, bang, kick and scream like a little tantrum, like a baby. I don't know. I don't know how angry we're talking here or how old.
Okay.
I'm just
okay.
guessing.
No.
See if
This
somebody
is
throws
good.
something out. Who knows? Josh just joined in, so hey, buddy.
Oh, hi. Haven't seen you for a while.
And I don't know. I'm going with the full out, hit the floor, have a tantrum. We saw that the other day. Poor mother trying to deal with that. So hard. So what is it? What is it? I got it.
Ayo, I have mic here. I couldn't show that. Have you ever seen people like they're really mad and really, yes, or even pat
Right.
on the chest?
Right.
That's another thing too. We do often like it's those things we do to make us feel better. You feel if after an outburst of anger, we would do this, right? Just a pat on the chest a little bit.
Right.
Not right during. You know, during you could throw dishes. That doesn't help.
Right.
Like those expressive things are not.
I've
but
seen that for like terror too. Oh, whoops.
terror too. Yeah.
Like if you're really like scared and like, oh my God, that was so
yeah,
close
yeah.
after the shock.
Yes, you notice after intensive emotions.
Can I throw it up?
Yes, please. Those are just we naturally do those things. And you don't know why are you patting here. We don't pat on arms. We don't pat on tummies. We pat
Right.
on right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So in Chinese medicine, here in the middle, the
Really?
kind of the middle line as the vertical line, the horizontal line is between the nipples. In the center between the nipples.
Right.
But for ladies, because you know when we get older, it could sag down. So what I'm saying is this line for us as normal people to find it, it could be a little bit hard. But when we just pat it with my whole palm, you don't have to be accurate.
Right.
Just in this region, this
Sort of bottom of the solar plexus or the just above
a
the
little
bottom.
above, right. In that chest area is called 膻中穴. It's a very powerful acupoint, which we believe is the gathering of the qi of the whole body. So really, when we have any big interruption in emotions and stuff, we naturally we're protecting to help that not stuck. We're helping it flow better, and or say activate this point to help it smooth out our emotions.
Right, and get the flow going and carry away that build up. And
Right. I know qi has been overusing or weirdly using a lot of times, but
yeah. Check out our Mulan video. I almost said Milan, but it's Mulan video. We did a little video about that. Their use of qi was super weird.
Right. Yeah, but there are many, you know, in display of qi, like the simple one could be breath is one. We're breathing, air is qi. But talking about emotional, those things that we have is also a different fluctuation of our
there's a flow, there's a changing,
flow,
there's a
right. Where certain if when it become really physical, if some there are diseases like organs start to sag. I mean, you know, they're not where they're supposed to be. They start to drag. It's not just gravity. It's in Chinese they would go with lack of qi kind of. That's why it's not supporting. There's something that's supposed to be there. Or disease like the blood going where they're not supposed to go. Random bleeding. It's like your qi cannot guide your blood in the vein kind of thing. So this point is a really good one for us for stress.
And just pat it, like you said. Just I don't want to hit my mouth.
And you can just do that daily. Don't hurt yourself, of course. Just give it a little, you know, think about activate the circulation in that area. And there are many studies showing how it helps with, because underneath this area is thymus, I think, thymus, the glands on lymph. So really good with immune systems and also heart and lung system. It helps even with the digestive system too, because this is quite central to us. So if you guys are having a stress life and or holiday or whatever reason, and just even we don't feel that every day and have a little stress relief, or just you know, consider that like taking supplements. Rather than taking supplements, you just do that to yourself.
Or it's like a kind of yoga, just a different like physical
different
movement.
Form.
However you want to think about it. Josh said he's sorry he was super late. He was studying. It's okay.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. It's good that you were studying. We got the recording. You don't have to be on time. We don't take roll call. But we did miss you, and we're super glad you're here. So.
Yeah, study hard at 8. That's good.
So those of you who joined more recently, let us know what you're brewing and what you do when you have stressful times. What do you do to make things a little bit easier, to kind of get things calm? You know? T Wizard says he's got to bounce. It was nice hearing from you guys. Yeah, great to see you. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for sharing all the stuff you shared with us. We love the way you guys keep it interactive. That's really what these light sessions are all about. So you have a good evening, and thanks for coming by. But yeah, everybody really appreciate your input and your the back and forth. It's really we have the Sunday tea book where it's a little more formal. And this is now something we want to do, just to have tea and have some fun time. See what you guys are brewing, see where you're at, and this time we talk about stress, but looks like we've got one about sleep coming up in the future. And wait, after this one. So what I meant to say is weight loss. Since it's a holiday, we don't want to control our mouth. Right? Yeah, we want to eat all the good stuff. So we're going to have to make sure we burn it all up. Ganbare smaus, as they say in Japan. Ganbarimasu. Ganbarimasu. I don't know what it means.
Do my best.
Ganbarimasu. As I say in Japan. I don't know much Japanese. I don't know any Japanese. No, that's not true. I know
you know one word. Hi.
Origato. Origato. Hi. Domo arigato. Mr. Roboto.
Okay, that's a good one.
Right?
That's a good one.
And as you guys mentioned earlier, this tea just goes on and on, which is just awesome. It's a great, not just a great flavor and super relaxing, but it's a great value. I love it.
I do, so I'll do my best.
My tea tray started to leak, so I just took up the dry pour method, and it takes even more concentration to make sure you don't spill hot water everywhere. Oddly relaxing, yeah. You know what? I totally agree with you, Brandon. I every now and then we do a dry brew setup here, and if you ever see we're set up for dry brew, you can be sure I'm not brewing, because I love, one of my favorite things about brewing is pouring the water everywhere. Just especially with yeasting, I love. Just be messy and pour the hot water all over the pot while the tea's infusing inside of it, and just make that pot super hot and get the tea loose up and come out. I love that, and I love when this one's not here in this tea studio. We don't have the plumbing installed, but I love that too. When our other table at the window,
We have the dripping
we have
sound.
the plumbing, and then you get the dripping sound, and I just love it. But a
Yeah.
dry brew is a different kind of concentration. You're right. You got to just focus in and try and get your pour
Sometimes
and your
you
end
have
pour just right.
Yeah, and especially with the Yixing, kind of have to watch out where you stop, because with the tea table, I can stop all to the top so I can scrape the bubbles. But with those ones, they will come out.
Yeah.
And if you are really, really dry brew, like without even the
bowl or the little
it would
catcher,
be
yeah.
really messy. So I always like feel a little bit less.
Yeah, I had to do that the other day. We have a spot where we brew at a different window, where the morning sun shines in, and I was teapot brewing, and I almost filled it, like to the top, and then you hit the lid and it splashes out the spout and everything. I had to be like, whoa, not so full, not so full.
Right.
And Josh confirmed it's a kind of phrase to encourage yourself or others. I'm gonna try and remember it. Ganbari masu. Nice. All right.
Well, I think that's...
Yeah, I think we're winding down. We had a great chat with you guys. We want to
Yes.
thank you all for coming out and for hanging out with us and having tea with us. We love it. Stay
Absolutely.
tuned to our website. We've got the whole November list up on our website for all of our live sessions. Also check out our social medias. We'll be splashing them there every now and then. If you like this kind of video, please give us a thumbs up so we know to do more of these kind. Hope you like them, because we love them. And if you haven't already clicked the subscribe button, please do so. It really helps us out, and the notify bell so you'll know whenever we go live. You can get this tea and a whole bunch of other great teas on our website. The link to this one's down below, and that'll get you to the whole lot of them.
Just
And-
one more little
no
thing,
problem.
because you talk about how we post those things every now and then. If you notice we haven't been on social media as frequent, is because this season we really try to, COVID time shipping. We really try to make sure when you have an order, we get that out ASAP.
Yeah.
Same day as desired. If we can, it might be a little like next day or something, but we really
Trying to
hope
get them out
your
in a
tea
sort of...
reach you ASAP.
Yeah.
So that's what we have been busy on, and that's why our social media might be a little bit not as busy, but we're here. You can still contact us through what?
Yeah, no, Josh just said he also finds dry brew super stressful because there's so much pressure not to spill anything. He always
Yeah.
ends up using 30 different plates for each single item. But, yeah, a little exaggeration, but
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
not
I
much.
understand.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you can reach us through all different social media channels, and what else? Anything else to say? I think that's about it. We had a great time with you guys. Until next time, keep steeping.